Hello, and welcome to another edition of NBA 365. I'm your host, Jack Esco, and today on the show we're going to talk about, the Thunder's head coach, Scott Brooks, and he should be fired. I'm going to rip him a new one today. And also we're going to talk about the Pacers. Are they back? We'll discuss all those things today on NBA 365. Let's go. So, Scott Brooks showing you why he is a terrible coach. 6 seconds left in the game. They nonchalantly go up the court. It feels like they've never run a play with no timeouts and 6 seconds left. Don't know what to do. They have all-star players all over that team, and they look like players from the D-League. It's a joke. It is ridiculous, and this guy should be fired. I forgot to mention to say that I have no dog in this fight. I am not a fan of the Thunder. I'm just, a NBA fan. And I'm just telling you this because I think it needs to be said. Now we got that out of the way. Back to my point. He is a coach who has the most and does the least with what he has. If Popovich had the players that Brooks had, he would really have a stranglehold or have, a good chance of breaking the 72-10 record. Greg Popovich is doing so much with so little. And vice versa, Brooks is doing so little with so much. It's a joke. And if he doesn't win the finals, he should be fired. And I know what people are saying, but he doesn't have Harden. He doesn't have this. Give him some slack. Nope. No slack. No slack. Because you're forgetting, people, even with Harden in the finals, when they did make it, he was irrelevant. He didn't do anything, even when they did make the finals. And who do you put the blame on that? Well, yes, you got to put some on Harden. But you also got to put some on the coach. Because he's the one coaching the players. It's been a while that I've seen a team like the Thunder. When you have a player like Durant, and you see all the amazing things he does on a day-to-day basis, you tend not to put blame on the coach. Because Durant, how talented he is, he tends to bail out Brooks and his terrible coaching style by his miraculous shots and his miraculous game-winning shots that Durant makes from time to time. And, all the crazy shots, Durant could be like, arms up in the air, and he'll still make the shot. But Popovich would never have that happen. He gets the ball, passes around, and he'll look for the wide open guy to make the game-winning shot. My uncle and I were watching the Spurs play, and we knew exactly what was going to happen. Because, we know how Popovich works. Oh, he's going to do this. No, he's going to do that. Well, turns out we were wrong. It was a screen to Ginobili, and they scored. You're never going to see that from a Brooks in crunch time. He'll say, give the ball to Durant and move out the way. Collins once did that. Doug Collins, when he coached Michael Jordan, he was stating in a press conference, what did you do? I said, give the ball to Michael and get the F out the way. That's how you get fired. That's how you get fired. Doing that in crunch time gets you fired. That's why Jackson had other players to help him in crunch time when he was coaching. Paxton, Fisher, Ori. He didn't put all his chips on Bryant. He had other players helping him in crunch time. When I see Brooks, all of his baskets is in Durant. It's just Durant. It's all Durant. Popovich isn't going to Duncan all the time. It could be a pick for Ginobili. It could be a high ball screen for Duncan. It could be a pick and roll for Parker. You just don't know what it is. And that's one of the reasons why he should be gone. Brooks is... Everyone, when he won the Coach of the Year, was still kind of didn't know who he was. It was one of his still rookie years in the league. He's young. People didn't look at his mistakes because the team was so good and they were so young and they were so fun to watch. But now that we've seen him for so long and seen this team on TV so much, now you tend to look at his mistakes a lot now since they're on TV so much. It's just drills at you, and they're just at you so much now. You can't, look away and look away with a blind eye now. They're there, and they're always going to be there. So, my decision to fire Brooks is solely on his poor decisions in crunch time and the honey ball that he plays with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook sometimes in games. Now, I know what you guys are. What the hell is honey ball? Honey ball is what I came up with is sticky ball. They just stick it. It just sticks to Kevin Durant's hands, and he's like, Kevin Durant, win the game for us, or Westbrook, win the game for us, and it just sticks their hands, and they just go ISO ball and just leave the other guys just going. Now what? That's what Kobe did in the 81-point game. But they're doing this for games in the regular season. You can't do this for a head coach. And I know I'm being tough by saying he should be fired if he doesn't win the finals this year, but with talent like that you're given a decent bench, you should win. Now that I've ripped him a new one, let's give a team some praise. Shall we? The Pacers. After I ripped them on my last NBA 360 for being atrocious and almost losing to the Hawks in 7, they turned around. Hibbert had a great game in Game 3, 28 points. Is this the Pacers we hoped and dreamed of, that they would be in the playoffs? This is the Pacers team that we saw in December? I think so. I think this is the Pacers team that we're going to see from the rest of the playoffs. They almost blew the game yesterday, but they ended up winning by 3 points. 95-92. I think that Hibbert game in Game 3 was the most important game out of their whole playoffs. Not only for Hibbert, but for the Pacers. It brings up the Pacers' confidence and also Hibbert's confidence that he can score in the post and he can do what he can. Because, usually when you're the guy giving the ball to Hibbert in this playoffs, you haven't been confident that he's going to score. Now you can be confident that he's going to score, and you don't have to be, should I pass it to him, or should I just throw up a 3? I'd rather throw up a 3 here. But they don't have to go through that because they have confidence in him, and that was a huge game for them. Now, I really think that Game 4 was big for him. Because if they lost that game, it was like, all right, all that hard work we did, all that big game 3 is all for naught. That 20-point game that they won was just all for naught. Now it's tied up, and they go back to Indiana, a brand new series. But winning that game 4 was monumental. Now they go to Indiana up 3-1. Let's say they win game 5. The series is over. Now they wait for the Heat and the Nets game series to be over with, which in my opinion could go 6 or 7. So they get a little bit of rest now before that series begins. It was vice versa. The the Pacers series went 7, and the Nets series, or the Heat series in the first round, went 4. So it's kind of vice versa. And you always want if you had a choice to pick your 7-game series in the first round of your playoffs, and to, have your 5 games, your 4 games later on in the playoffs, so you can get that 7-game series out of the way, and you can get some rest and heal up. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed this nice edition of NBA 365. Make sure to watch this on YouTube. I'll be putting this on Facebook and on Twitter. So have a good day, and I'll be doing a lot more during these playoffs of more NBA 365 videos. So, and make sure, and remember, NBA is always a 365 event. All right.